All right, legends, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It has been a wild few days, especially with Australia really, really struggling. To put it bluntly, they've struggled mightily against this Indian side. And when you've got a couple of the Indian batters on one side coming out and dominating, especially young bucks in Jaiswal, what an incredible innings that was. It really shows the cracks in the Australian batting lineup. And I spoke about it in the preview about a bunch of these guys just being out of form. And that was completely on show in these two innings. But the biggest thing I want to focus on is their batting intent. Travis Head, in that second innings, showed exactly how you need to bat. And it's something that the Aussies have lost. And yes, it's easy to say that when they have good intent, they're going to score runs. When they're a bit more aggressive, when they're looking to score, it all pays off. But that's exactly how you have to bat. Anytime, in my career, when I was going through that I was just looking to survive or just looking to, slowly build into an innings, it never worked. If they were bowling great, you play straight, you get through it until it opens up a little bit. And they're not even doing that. So the way that Travis Head batted in that second innings was brilliant. He very, very quickly made the bowlers change their line, very quickly got on top of them. And that's exactly what the batters need to do. And yes, they're not facing too many balls. You can see there across the top four in both innings. In the first innings there, Marsh played 52 balls, but he didn't look even a chance of scoring runs off any of their bad balls. And he got sort of 4 or 5 where he could have scored off, and he either hit it straight to a fielder or he missed the ball down leg or something like that. So just shows that when you aren't in that mindset to have intent to score, then you get put on the back foot and then everything feels hard. Even scoring a single feels extremely difficult. And when you're facing someone like Bumrah, who is currently the best player in the world, best bowler in the world by far, he's incredible to watch, and it's not great from an Australian fan perspective, but that flick of the wrist is absolutely incredible, and he puts the ball in a cracking spot, seaming in and with the angle into those stumps. And the way that Head was batting is what we need to look at. As I said, he got on top of them very, very quickly. Yes, he scores quick in general, but as I said, just the way he played, he got his body into the ball. He played straight. If they drifted into his, middle and leg, he was able to push it to the leg side. And if they gave him any width, he went hard at the ball and got his body to the ball. And that's not what our batters are doing at the moment. People are calling for all of our batsmen's heads. Unfortunately, Marnus is the big one on the chopping block at the moment. And I spoke about him in the preview about needing to stay still, needing to play with intent, leave well and play with intent. And unfortunately, he's moving too much. He's not looking to score. And it is tough viewing at the moment. And the way I always thought about playing good bowling when I was batting there was just to think about playing as straight as you can, right? Even if that means you don't look that great. And especially like last night, for example, they had to face 4 overs. They're going to try and hit those stumps, right? He seams the ball, it's moving back in, he does those types of things. So all that matters is I'm going to cover my stumps. If he bowls it outside off and it doesn't do anything and it stays out there, then that's fine. You have your bat out in front, playing under your eyes, and you're covering your stumps. And that's all that matters. If it comes back in, you'll hit bat. If it stays out there, you're playing and missing, but you're missing it by a mile. It's basically a leave anyway. That's when it was really, really tough. That's the way I thought about it. And that was the best way to make sure I got through that tough period. And then it does open up. You start to get that half volley outside off. You get a shorter one. You can tuck around the corner for a couple. You get the full one on your legs. It happens, right? The more that you can stay in there, but you need to be looking for it. And with Marnus in that first innings, he wasn't looking for it. That ball that if it finally came, he wasn't able to score off it. And then the pressure just mounts and mounts, and it just doesn't look like it's going to get any better. And that's exactly how it played out. People are calling for all these batters' heads, like I said, but McSweeney, granted, he got 2 good balls. I think he played them both fairly well, and I can't believe no one said anything about how low that one was in the second innings. That was bouncer length, and it went straight under his bat. Like he played the ball straight. Yes, he went back, but the ball went under the middle of his bat, or the toe anyway. So, and then that first innings, I think he got forward well. He just it's the first time he's ever played Jasper, and it was a beautiful ball that seamed back in. So there's not much you can do there. But what is Constas going to do at 19? What is he going to be able to do against Bumrah? What is bringing in a Marcus Harris or any of these type of players? What is that going to do, and how are they going to score better and play better than what the boys are right now, or have the chance to? Because they all have incredible averages. They're just in a bit of rough form now. And I do back Steve Smith, I back Marsh, I back Uzi, these types of players. I back them more than those guys that you could potentially bring in for this second test. Then, yeah, I back them more. As simple as that, to be able to turn that around. But they do have to change a bunch of things to get there. And one is the intent. And Steve Smith didn't look that great today either. 17 off 60. He had a couple of good shots, especially at the start. And you're like, oh, beautiful. He played that cover drive. He had plenty of intent. And then he shut up shop again. And he was fending at balls that, yes, maybe, kicked a little bit. But the way he got out, like he's just twisting his body ridiculously. The bat's coming off a terrible angle. If he just stays side on, that's just a very generic, straight up and down, good length ball. And the commentary, they'll say, oh, that's really, seemed away from him. But again, if you were to stay side on and it seems away from you, then you won't nick the ball because you have a nice straight bat. It's because you end up chasing it, or you end up angling your bat, coming from out wide, and then if you're watching on video there, pushing it towards sort of cover, which is where you end up, and that's why you end up nicking it because you kind of chase it with the way that the arc of your shot. And that's a big issue for someone like Smith. He needs to be side on at impact and still. And again, he was moving at impact. And for a ball that they said that, that really, went away from him. But they compared the two balls, the one before and the one he got out, and they hardly moved. So it's just the way that he played it, unfortunately. Just really shut up shop. And then you had Head come in and play that way, and it was absolutely incredible to watch. And you can see there that, they didn't really know what to do, how to bowl to him. He was just scoring at will. Picked up the 8-4s. And then you had Mitch Marsh. He comes out and he was scratchy as anything to start. And then he just decided when he was on about 10 that, I can just put my body into the ball like I always do. And he scored like 30 or 20 balls or something. Super fast. And then obviously got out at the end, but on 47. But he turned into looking like a batsman again. And he wasn't before that. So I think they need to take a leaf out of those two guys' books. And Alex Carey came into this series as our form batsman, and that still basically showed, apart from Head having a really good comeback game, and we needed someone to step up just to show the other batters what needs to be done to have an opportunity against someone like Jasper Bumrah, who I will agree, and I have said that, he's the best bowler in the world right now. And he's super hard to face on wickets like that. But coming into a pink ball test, how is our team going to look against players like Jasper? It can be really, really tough if they don't change the way that they're playing right now. So that's the big thing I wanted to focus on, is just trying to bat like Travis said, the intent, getting your body into the ball, just moving around on the crease and getting yourselves in good positions, not getting stuck on your crease. He's getting forward, he's getting right back, he's trying to make something happen off Washington Sundar and play some cut shots. He's hitting the ball really well through sort of straight mid wicket. He did some really good things, and I think the rest of the team, the rest of the batting lineup needs to see that and bat somewhat like how India did. And Jaiswal there, just an incredible player. Rahul played awesome at the other end. Then you had Kohli getting 100 back as well. So it makes it really tough because Kohli's now back in tremendous form. So the Aussie boys, they've got a lot to turn around in the next, 12 days or whatever it is between this and the next test. And if they can play with some type of intent like Travis Head did in that innings, then I think they can get back to playing some good cricket and give themselves a good chance to win the second test. And if they don't fix that, if they play tentatively, I think they'll get smashed again. It's as simple as that, unfortunately. The bowling was completely fine. I think they bowled fairly well for the most part. But yeah, just the batting, it's not gonna work for them, especially coming off. They bowled for a while in that first innings, and just the demoralisation of getting rolled for 90 and then having a really nice partnership, it makes it very, very tough to come back from that. And they're obviously no chance of winning that when they put 530 odd in front. So we'll leave it at that, guys. Hopefully all things go well. Coming into the second test, I wonder if we'll see any changes, but the amount of media around this right now and the amount of people talking extremely negatively about all the batters, I completely understand some parts of it, but I feel like a lot of it's too much, and the boys just need to get back to playing some good cricket, having some intent, and that'll go a long way to helping them win that second test.